Hi, my name is Jadon, and I'm a rising junior at Homestead High. Before I tackled my main project, I worked on a useless machine. It's a box where if you turn it on, it'll have an arm that'll come out and turn it off. And that taught me a lot about soldering and drilling, which I would use later on in my main project. My main project is a remote control robot tank. It uses a PS2 controller's D-pad to move the motors in different directions and thus the tank. And I chose this project because I wanted to try something more mechanical as opposed to my prior experience with software. Now, here's it working. So if I press forward, wait, I need to reset the Arduino because it doesn't support hot pluggable controllers. And if I move forward, and then if I let go, it'll stop. And the same thing with backwards, left, and right. So the PS2 controller would send signals to its receiver based on your inputs, and from there it's wired to the Arduino. And then I wrote code on the Arduino IDE to move the motors in different directions depending on what you pressed. From there, the Arduino is wired to the motor driver and then the motors. The reason being the Arduino doesn't have enough current to actually power both motors, but the motor driver allows for a higher current flow from a separate power source. And then the motor's rotational energy is transferred through this gearbox over here. That decreases the speed but also increases torque because it can't move the treads because it doesn't have enough torque. So while building this tank, the most challenging parts were probably the gearbox. I don't have as much experience in mechanical engineering, and this was just a really sensitive part, and it would require me to take it apart several times just to figure out just what was wrong with it. And so another problem was also connecting the controller to the Arduino. It's just that I wasn't used to this, it's pretty foreign to me, and I just needed to do a little bit more research to figure out what to wire. Now, if I had more time, I would control the speed of the tank by using analog pins as opposed to digital pins. The reason being that digital pins have two set voltages, the highest it can be or 0, but analog pins can go anywhere in between those values. Yeah, and overall my blue stamp experience was really great. It really taught me the whole process of engineering, and it helped me meet a lot of people that shared common interests with me. And finally, the instructors were also great. They constantly pushed me to find answers to my solutions without asking for help immediately, and I felt that this was really helpful for me getting more out of this program and learning better. Thank you.
Why do you think a digital pin will?
Digital pins? It was just easier using a high voltage just to get it moved for my first milestone. I just wanted to see if it would move. Yes?
How much range can your radio have?
The thing is, this controller actually can't go that far from this receiver. And I tried it once, it went like 4 feet, and then it just didn't move anymore because it was out of range. Any other questions? Ash?
Why using a PS2 controller?
PS2 controller, well, it actually it has a receiver and it's actually wireless, so it can connect to the Arduino. All right.
Thanks, Jane.
Thank you.